Not Batman struggling against a scientist. He better do his homework on our next time.
Hi everyone, it's Grayson and this is Grayson Talks Everything. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and if you're not new and are returning, welcome back. Do be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And also follow my Instagram so you never miss the latest updates and when videos of mine are coming out. And to also just like and admire some fan art of mine that I regularly post on there. Some of that should be showing up on the screen right now. Alright, and the link to my Instagram is always under my descriptions under all of my videos. But if you want to know my Instagram tag right now so you can follow me immediately, that should be showing up on the screen right now. Alright, let's get into it. So, today I'm going to be reviewing The Batman with no spoilers. It's a non-spoiler review. And the reason I'm reviewing it this early is actually because I was thankful enough to be able to go to an early screening last night, which would be Tuesday the 2nd, or the 1st. No, I'm pretty sure it was the 2nd. But yeah, so this is my non-spoiler review. I really, really love The Batman, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So yeah, let's get into the video and let's get into this review. So, I loved 2022's The Batman, but I wouldn't say it's a perfect movie. And while I wouldn't say that The Batman is a perfect movie, it's so close that it's almost perfect, with it being one of the best Batman movies to date, on par with my personal favorite, Batman Returns, with Robert Pattinson in a role that he was born to play. The first 2/3 of the movie are incredible, and I was so blown away as it's a true breath of fresh air and a reward for DC fans as Matt Reeves truly brings the Batman comics to life. This proves that with all of Warner Brothers' insistence on experimentation with the DC brand, DC movies are the most successful when they're comics accurate and highlight what makes the characters unique, but made to seem like they can actually exist in a real world. In fact, The Batman gets so real and grounded, I found it kind of frightening, as it basically made a how-to manual on how to turn yourself into an effective real-life serial killer / villain through the Riddler. Robert Pattinson has made it clear that he's a huge Batman fanboy, and it shows in his incredible performance. Robert Pattinson is Batman, and he truly gets to play the Batman of his and our dreams. And it's made even more spectacular given the fact that Matt Reeves finally lets Batman be the world's greatest detective like he is in the comics, along with a really good mystery that you can follow along with. Pattinson's physicality and his batsuit are used effectively in the action scenes / choreography. It's truly a work of art. It was also a huge surprise to me how funny Robert Pattinson's Batman is, with a brutal deadpan delivery, which further proves that DC movies can retain the qualities and darker elements that make them different from Marvel, but can still have humor. Pattinson's banter with Jeffrey Wright's Jim Gordon and Colin Farrell's Penguin especially were the major highlights comedy-wise, and Zoe Kravitz is also equally amazing as Catwoman, almost leaping from the pages of DC Comics, specifically Batman Year One. To see her hold her own besides Batman was so cool, and her physicality, including her overall movements and fight choreography, was excellent, along with her and Pattinson's interactions in the first 2/3 of the movie. And I did not expect to also like Paul Dano's Riddler as much as I did, as he's nothing like the cheesier version from the comics, as Matt Reeves and Paul Dano created a more realistic and terrifying version for today's world. And having Batman go up against Riddler and his pretty clever riddles was a perfect way to showcase Batman's detective skills. And we finally got to formally meet the Riddler, and Paul Dano's performance is just immaculate. Paul Dano is the Riddler almost as much as Robert Pattinson is Batman and Jeffrey Wright is Jim Gordon. The first 2/3 of The Batman is a masterpiece on every level, as both director Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson truly understand Batman and its world. But the third act fumbles heavily for a couple of things. First, the third act to me relies heavily on monologues and just telling you what's going on instead of showing you, which sucked all the energy out of the film and made the reveals less satisfying and not shocking at all compared to what the film promised to deliver. And lastly, I think the film lost a lot of momentum in general by the end of the film and didn't have a strong, explosive energy, which doesn't help the fact that the movie itself is 3 hours long. but the rest of the movie is so good, brilliant, thrilling, and comics accurate that most comic book movies don't get better than this beyond its flaws. I absolutely loved The Batman. So there you have it. That is my non-spoiler review of The Batman. What did you think? What did you think of the movie if you were able to see it early? Or just what did you think of the movie in general? And what did you think of this video? Share all your thoughts down below. And again, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And again, follow my Instagram so you never miss updates on when videos of mine are coming out like this. And to just, again, admire some fan art of mine that I regularly post on there. Alright, bye everyone.